Hi, boys and girls. We are ready for a new science experiment today, and we are continuing to learn and investigate about air. Today, we're going to use a new tool. Have you ever seen one of these before? This might be a little bigger than the one that you're used to seeing, but I know my kiddos, when they get sick and they have to take medicine, a lot of times the medicine goes in one of these and we squirt it into their mouths. Have you ever had to do that? This is called a syringe. Now, sometimes if you're really sick, you have to go to the doctor and they have to give you a shot, and the syringe will have a needle on the tip, and that's how they get the medicine into you. But we don't have any needles. We're not doing any kind of shots today. This is just kind of like one of those medicine syringes that we're going to use. And we're going to explore, what can you do with this? How can this show air and what the air does? Well, you probably have a little bit of experience with it, that you can pull the plunger out and then you can push the plunger forward. Now, not only are we going to use the syringe, but we're also going to use one of these little flexible plastic tubes. What do you think I can do with this tube and this syringe? How do you think I can put those together? What should I do? Yeah, I'm actually going to put the tube right on the tip of the syringe. It fits. And I can still do the same thing by pulling the plunger out and pushing it in. But now I'm going to get some help from my daughters, and we are going to use a second syringe to do a demonstration. What do you think I should do with this syringe and tube and then this second syringe? What do you think I should do? I'm going to flip the camera around and talk to my daughters and see what they think we should do. Okay, so boys and girls, these are my daughters, Parker and Riley, and they're going to help us out with this little demonstration. So, girls, what do you think you're going to do with the two syringes in the tube?
I think I'm going to take this one and attach it over there.
Very good. Okay, so now, Parker, I want you to hold one, and Riley, you hold the other, and try to pull out. It's really hard, isn't it? Okay, so Riley, you stop pulling. You stop pulling, Riley. And Parker, you pull. Pull. Pull real hard. Oh my goodness, it's not working. Okay, boys and girls, so one thing the girls discovered is when both plungers were already in and they were trying to pull out, they couldn't. It was like this big wrestling match. They're tugging and those plungers won't come out. And when one of them finally was able to get a plunger out, whoosh, it sucked back in all by itself. So now we're going to see what happens if we start with one plunger all the way in and one plunger already out. So let me go ahead and flip the camera. Okay, girls, so if you'll see, Parker's plunger is all the way in and Riley's plunger is out. So Riley, push your plunger in and see what happens. Parker, let go of yours. Now Parker, you do it. Oh my goodness. And now Parker, pull. Okay, now Parker, push yours in and then pull it back out again. Oh my goodness. So boys and girls, do you see what's happening? Riley, come a little bit this way so that they can see your plunger too. Very good. So what's happening is one plunger is pushing the other one out. So what do you think is doing that? What is inside? I don't see anything inside. Girls, what do you think is inside of those syringes?
Air.
It's the air. It is all the air doing the work. Okay, so now let's try something different. I'm going to come around and we're going to have a little bit of air wrestling. So I'm going to pop this up. You're going to find out in just a second. We're going to start with both plungers out. Don't touch them yet. Don't touch them yet.
Okay.
We're going to start with both plungers out. And you girls are going to both, you're going to both push in at the same time and see who can win, if anybody can win. Are you ready to air wrestle?
3, 2, 1. I win.
Try again.
I'm a stronger one. I win.
Ready?
I didn't
Ready?
touch mine.
3, 2, 1. Ready? 3. Woo!
I win. No,
It's hard
she
to
didn't.
do.
Mama, you didn't say go.
Go ahead. Go.
I win.
All right. So the air is very strong.
Wait, can we start with the
gonna come
plungers
around here.
out?
The air is very strong.
Can we
So
start
when
with
you're
this?
trying to push, it gets harder and harder and harder. It's so hard. It is
Mommy, I
so
wanna go
hard.
against you. Can I
So
go
there's
against
one
you?
more thing we're going to explore.
No.
One more thing we're going to explore. Let's see. One more time. Air wrestling the opposite direction. Who can pull?
Who can pull? Hey.
Go ahead, try it. Who can pull?
I win, Parker. I didn't do a thing.
Okay, you try now.
I win again.
Okay, so it's a whole lot of air pressure. Now, I said one more thing, but you know what? There's one more thing.
What?
There's one more thing. We're going to pull this one out, and I'm going to have you taking turns.
Pushing in and out.
I want you to push as fast and as hard as you can, okay? Here, hold on, hold
So
it up.
I get to push. You get
Yeah,
to
you, no, she's not touching it. Parker, don't touch it. It's Riley's turn. As fast and as hard as you can. Now, Parker, as fast and as hard as you can. Riley, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Get your hands out of the way. There you go. Now, Riley's turn. Parker's turn. All right, now my turn. Let's see. I'm going to go,
Good deed.
and I'm going to get a really good connection here, and I'm going to go, whoo. You see that happening? Look at that. All because of
Of the
air.
air.
Good job. Thank you, boys and girls. Okay, so boys and girls, we found that with these two syringes and with the tube putting them together, we build up a lot of air pressure. And that pressure is what pushes one plunger out and then the other one in, and that's how we can do that air wrestling. Look, there's so much pressure in here. Even though I'm able to push this syringe in, because this syringe is out and there's all that air pressure in the middle, watch what happens. It comes right back up. That's the air at work. So even though you don't see air, it's a strong force and it can do something pretty spectacular here with all of that pressure.